Hi Gemini, it's Rose with Psychic Readings with Rose, here to bring you your June 2023 Psychic Tarot card reading for your sign. So my Gemmies, I can see a lot is going on in your life right now, okay? I want to dive into it and go towards the recent past regarding your current energy. Remember what I always say, whenever you are watching this or hearing these messages, it's the right time for you to hear these messages regardless of what's going on in your life. This is the beginning of June, and these messages can resonate with you through all out the entire month of June. Okay, we do have a new moon, depending on when you're watching this. Full moon is in Sagittarius, which is a fire sign. However, I'm not going to focus on the full moon so much as it is to release. I want to focus more on what the advice is from Spirit for you this month. So I'm seeing with the and I feel like a lot of this happened. This change, you went through a change. You have the Hangman in the reverse. You went through a dramatic change of how you not only view things, but also how you carry things out, how you perceive things in your mind, and how you execute them. So the Hangman in the reverse shows me that you got rid of a lot of old beliefs and a lot of old ways of thinking, even old memories even, of how your life you thought would be in the future or how your life used to be in the past. However, it's a very Pisces card, so I want to go back to what I said before, that it seems like a lot of this happened around early to mid-March, that you started to go through this change. Whether it is about your spouse, maybe your spouse is a Pisces, Sun, Moon, Rising, or Venus. Maybe they're Pisces Sun. Maybe you have Pisces in your Moon, or your Rising, or your Venus, so this could be you. But I have a feeling it's about a way of life, like a culture or a subculture that used to be part of that you are no longer part of that. And it took you a lot of time to go through this journey of realizing this no longer resonates with me moving forward as I go through 2023, especially with the summer here and the solstice coming soon, right? We want to enjoy our summer, we want to enjoy our lives, and we don't want to be restricted by what people used to tell us was right or what's wrong, or even a partner, what they used to tell us what's right and what's wrong. Maybe a partner was somebody who used to be very, controlling over your decisions, and maybe that's no longer. They've decided to just walk with you and not in front of you or not behind you criticizing, just walk with you and moving forward into the relationship, bringing on a new feeling together, knowing that you spend, for many of you, this can be a long time partner that you've been together for a significant amount of years, whether you're married or just life partner. That doesn't really make any difference. The promise is the promise and the commitment is the commitment, and maybe you guys decided to, adapt a new way of thinking and living and feeling, and how open you are to your emotions. And for a lot of you, this will be past life. Now, I'm speaking to many people who are spiritual because you're watching my channel, so thank you for being spiritual. I love it. And yeah, Gemini, I mean, I think you guys have gone through so far, since January, you guys have gone through major life-changing events. And the more and more I read from my Gemmies, like I always tell you guys, I have Gemini in my Venus, and I was born 2 weeks late, which makes me a Cancer Sun and Cancer Rising. But I would have been a Gemini, at least Sun. Not sure if it would have been the same time that I woke up on, but So I absolutely love Gemini, and You guys are super intelligent, my beautiful air signs. I also have air in my moon, Aquarius. So I get you guys really well. My Venus, I love Venus. I love the planet Venus. I love everything about Venus. And I just really feel like this is like past life for you. Maybe you're realizing that you and your partner are soulmates or twin flames, or maybe that karmic partner that you knew was your karmic partner is no longer part of your life, and the lesson was learned, and now you guys move on. It's going to be different for all of you, but it is very freeing. Okay, it is very freeing, even though we're going through some type of awakening, Gemini. It can be uncomfortable, but at the same time it's very freeing. So sometimes we'll purge out, this happens to many of us and many of my clients, that will purge out an issue that stemmed with them since childhood, and they will purge it out, or maybe something that they did wrong when they were younger, or everyone makes mistakes. Nobody is perfect, Gemini. We all know this, and you hold on to that for whatever reason. Maybe people made you hold on to it unintentionally, maybe it was intentionally, maybe you did it to yourself, Gemini, or maybe like I said, it was your partner. For those of you who are not partnered, or and you're not you're not thinking about being a partner right now at this time, that's fine. It still has to do with another person and how they made you feel, or a group of people, or a society of people who think the same way. They're on board with the same thing, like kind of like a cult. You know what I mean? Where there's no room for suggestions. So Gemini, you're like, okay, well, this doesn't resonate with me anymore. Not that it's good or bad, it's just no longer for me. And this place and this, or this person, or this scenario, or this energy, it's just not mine. It's not mine. And I'm not bringing it with me forward into the future. Now, the good thing is I want to say happy birthday to Geminis, for all you Geminis that are born in early June up to mid-June, up until like the 20th, 21st, right? Makes you a cuspy, Cancer, Gemini, cuspy person. I want to say happy birthday to you. And so maybe this is when you're really, like this year, you're really like receiving gifts from the universe, and it's almost like undoing of knots, where you're not bound to feeling a certain way, or Gemini is the Gemini, the Hangman, which is a Pisces card of Pisces, very much about the age of Pisces, right? Which is very much like this age right now, not that it's never going to change or get better, because it will. It's a state of mind. And Gemini, I feel that many of you are here to raise the vibe of the collective, okay? Many of you are to help that. Maybe some of you are, you do candle magic, or you do Reiki, or you follow a spiritual sort of guru that has a new way of thinking, and you're not bound to what you used to be bound to, as we used to have things more organized. Now you're more free, and you're finding like-minded people to do so, which is kind of an Aquarian vibe, but I'm picking up on it very strongly here. And I want to say this also has a lot to do with your dwelling and where you live. Now, I don't care if you live in a room, if you have an apartment, if you have a duplex, if you have a big old house, or you live with family, whatever it is, you are getting rid of a lot of things we hold in our hands, and memories, right? Or even like a way of like a sickness and disease, right? Getting rid of it, and getting rid of anything associated with it. So, because I have right now I have in the current position, we have the Four of Pentacles in reverse. So this is really unmisering ourselves, right? Especially with the Hangman in reverse, new way of thinking, new way of doing things, going through life in a new way, more Aquarian. Maybe some of you are becoming minimalists, which is very extreme. But I feel this is an extreme change, because this is a very powerful card. Not good or bad, just powerful, okay? So with the Four of Pentacles in reverse, you're ready to let things go. Objects, furniture, knickknacks, vases, plates, cups, anything that belonged to a situation or an illness even, okay? Or maybe like a problem with money, you're holding on to. And it could be the littlest thing, Gemini. You're holding on to maybe old bills that of like an old actual paper bill, right? That said you owe this and this amount, and you're holding on to it. You come across it, you're holding on to it, and you already paid this off. So it's triggering a memory for you. So you need to go shred it, go shred that document, and throw it out. It's as simple as that, and it's like I said, it's very freeing. This is much needed, and I see that many of you have to let me know in the comments below if this is a complete decluttering of oneself, one identity of an identity of yourself. Like I said, maybe some of you are detached now, okay, and you're still living in the home where your children grew up, or where you grew up, okay, but you lived there with somebody else. And that person is no longer there for whatever reason. It's going to play out different for all of you because this is general reading. So like I always say, I would love to hear from you. Go into my About section and you can contact me, and I'll be happy to set up a reading with you. With that being said, let's go back into the reading and see if I lost my train of thought. So, scenario. Like I said, your partner left, or an ex-roommate left, or a parent left, or a child left, or an unwanted guest left, whatever the scenario is. There are objects there that remind you of that person, or remind you of this argument, remind you of this loss, remind you of this illness. And that person's not there, and you're not sick anymore, and you're not suffering. Your children are not suffering. Your spouse isn't suffering, but you are, Gemini, because you're holding on to this object and you're letting it go now. This is just one of the few readings that I've done for you that were very groundbreaking as far as spirituality and up-leveling ourselves, Gemini. This is just a continuation of this. You know, we're constantly reinventing ourselves. Once we've hit rock bottom, like I know many of us have hit rock bottom. And, you know, the only way out of it is by seeking higher ground. And that's exactly, again, what you're doing in this reading. You're seeking higher ground and you're finding your freedom. And as you're finding your freedom, you're letting go of objects and people and scenarios and situations and books and journals and whatever, you know, anything that has a negative vibration to it. And many of you will know what I'm talking about, especially if you are healers or highly intuitive. You know, repurpose it if you want to. Donate it to charity, but please always, and I always say this, you know, whenever you get something from somewhere, even if it's you buy it off the shelf at a store and it's brand new, when you take it home, you just, you know, quickly, you know, just do a little bit of meditation, affirmation, just to clear the object of any negativity that might be attached to it. So when you're giving away stuff, we do the same thing, because we can carry a vibration ourselves, which it can be negative because we think of something as being negative. Okay, so there will be the negative energy there. So you don't want to cast it on to others. So if you're getting rid of old clothes, maybe they no longer fit you, or they're no longer in style, but you want to donate to maybe like a women in distress or something like that, a charity for women who help women get back into the workforce, something like that, Gemini. That's very something for you guys to be a part of. Let's say you have some, you know, work clothes, and you used to work a 9 to 5 and now you have your own business, or you're retired, or you just don't work anymore, whatever it is, you do something else with your life. and you want to donate these objects. So you would clear, or you want to dry clean, or hand wash it, or get it especially cleaned, or just spray it and remove, smudge around or whatever, and remove your energy, and replace it with like the light energy of the universal gods and goddesses, our angels, our ascended masters, our spirit guides, our guardian angel. And that's how you send it off. And it really does make a difference. Instead of saying, hey, this is done, this is done, this is done, I don't care about this, here, this they can have, this you can have this, that, throw that out, it's garbage. It all has an energy. So release the energy as you release the object. Because when you do it that way, you get messages of confirmation. And it looks like it comes from like little people, or even like you see this cute little blackbird is here, right? I love to watch birds be in their habitat and be happy with one another when they're singing, when I go outside and they're chirping. I just think it's so beautiful. They have a language of their own, the language of the birds. And I feel like you're going to be getting a message either from a very small child or an animal. It doesn't have to be a bird. It can be your spirit animal. I know mine's an owl. I think another one of mine is a cat, a black cat, right? And also blackbirds. I love them. Maybe your spirit animal is something different. Maybe it could be a monkey or a turtle or a seahorse. It could be so many different things. You'll have to let me know in the comments though. And you receive this message, you know that what you did was the right thing to do. Okay, for many of you, this will be a message from an ancestor, or maybe a grandmother or great-grandfather. Maybe they were a fire sign, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. Or you may be receiving this message mid-August, or maybe even like sooner than that. I'm thinking, probably like, could be the end of July, mid-August, where you receive this message from a little spirit on the other side that changes, the way you feel about what you did in a very confirming, beautiful way, because you're doing the right thing, and it's well overdue. But divine timing, right? But sometimes we have opportunities that present themselves to us, and it's not where you'll never get that opportunity again. Of course you will, but maybe a few times you just didn't follow through, and now you're following through, Gemini. And the message and advice from Spirit is, I understand what Spirit's trying to say with the Six of Cups in reverse. Now, I love it this way because it speaks of happy children, bittersweet memories, and past life partners, and children and pets, and all those beautiful beings that we have had a past life with. They come back in our lives to give us a message. However, I feel because it's in the reverse, it's just a confirmation from this little birdie who is telling you that to leave the past in the past, especially if you are spiritual, and maybe some of you astral travel while you're sleeping. Maybe some of you visit your past lives in dream time. Maybe some of you meditate about past lives. You have past life regression. So you're letting go. This also can be your childhood, healing that inner child. Maybe some of you had a rocky childhood. I'm sorry, we all have things from our childhood that we can recall as sometimes negative. All of us have that, or sometimes, we just, maybe we did wrong when we were children, maybe we didn't listen, or I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's something more like a traumatic experience. One was that was emotional and left your, maybe you cried as a child, and you hold on to that memory of that child crying, and you need to let it go with this little birdie, because your guides are trying to reach out to you and let you know that the past is in the past. I know this is a past life issue that you've been trying to figure out, why certain people come back into your lives in certain scenarios, or why you are drawn to certain types of people, or why this person will not ever exit your life for too long without coming back in some kind of way, shape, or form. That's because we have to release it karmically. I know you know how to do that, okay? And this has been coming up a lot lately, not just for your sign, just like when I'm reading for people and some other signs too, have been getting it, you know, cutting cords of the past and moving forward. I feel that this is definitely an empath's reading as well. Me being a natural empath, I know many Geminis are as well. And, you know, it's very important for us to understand that we are much more than just these bodies. And I know that you know that, Gemini. And I love the fact that you're going to be receiving a beautiful confirmation from Spirit that you are doing the right thing by letting go of people, places, and things that no longer serve you. Even if it's just a dresser. Even if it's just a junk drawer in your kitchen. Whatever it is. This to me, maybe it's an old, oh, this I just heard for some of you. Sorry about the noise outside. For some of you, this is a vision board that you did. And some of things, most of the things came to fruition and some of them did not. And, you know, we must take life how it is. You be grateful for what came into your life. And, you know, whatever didn't come into your life was not meant for you to have. But now is the time where you're going to fill that void because you're thinking differently and you're recreating, you're redoing the vision board, but you're removing it, you know, and you're dismantling it. And it's okay to deploy it because you're not wishing away anything you've held on to it for a significant amount of time. They can be very effective in vision boxes, vision boards. You can even go on Pinterest and make a private account and pin everything that you want to come into your life, or just get very crafty and creative with it, Gemini, you know. This is a beautiful reading, and Spirit, you know, really wants you to know that you're meant to be happy, and that you will find solace in this huge purge that's going on with you spiritually. For those of you looking for love that haven't found love, I do think it's coming soon. It probably will be in the summertime, and it could very well be with a Pisces. Okay, it could also be maybe an earth sign, which is a Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. But now I'm getting more Pisces energy. Like I said, this is a general reading, so, you know, you're going to have to let me know how this resonates with you. I feel like, yeah, this is really beautiful. And it's, you're going to see this summer is going to be a summer really of people and places and situations that feel very karmic or nostalgic, or you're going to get deja vu, and that's because you're choosing to look at life differently now, and it's all in the mindset. So many blessings to you this month, Gemini. So if you made it to the end of this reading, you like what I had to say, please hit the subscribe button. Please like, please share, send me an emoji, a comment below, and let me know how this resonates with you. And I wish you many blessings always.